Sound check, sound check, sound check. 1, 2. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat, please, so we can get this party started. Yes. No sound? I didn't have the mic on before. Well, let me know if you can hear me. All right, Faye. Yes. All right, Wayne. All right. So, yes, it's Friday, y'all. We made it. Yeah. Yes, we did. And they arrested bitch ass David. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. But we need to, let the algorithm warm up or whatever. And I got to attach some pictures. I have forgot to do that. I'll be forgetting stuff, child. But I'm going to be back in a couple minutes. Don't go nowhere, though, because we got to raise up the vibe with the music. Yeah, we know how we do. Oh, man, I didn't do that either. See what I'm saying? There's certain setups that need to be done. Where is my assistant? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sing it. Let's go. right. We are here. Yeah, I'm gonna choose the day. I don't comb my hair. You know what I'm saying? No makeup, nothing to show y'all that I'm real and in person and live here with you on this beautiful Friday. Yeah. Your girl is evolving, okay? Woo! All right. Peace, world, peace. Welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks, aka the $1 trillion Goddess Baby. Or call me the Queen of Info if you want to, because I will take it if you do. Thank you so much. But yeah, I want to say what's up to everybody who's here live with me on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Well, Friday afternoon here in LA, April 17th. All is well over here in the Queendom. So hopefully all is well with you too. I want to shout out my warriors who are here in the chat. Yeah, you are my priority, baby. Yes, I see you, Miss Sunshine. Happy Friday. All right, Miss Faye. Happy Friday. Yeah, peace, world, peace, baby. Wow, Wayne, thank you for all that you do, sir. Yeah, throw that cash up there. I take all donations. Thank you. Any increment. I don't think they do pennies in that, but you know. So who else came up in here? I saw a couple folks. Definitely like the video, y'all. Like the video. The views, you know, they do what they do, but the likes really don't be doing nothing. I need y'all to like the video. It's free. Appreciate you. What's going on, Midson? Oh my God. I haven't really talked about this too much, only because there hasn't been anything to talk about. But we finally have something to talk about. So yeah, let's do it. I see you, Corp Girl. Yes. What's going on, sis? Cha-cha, what it do? Happy Friday. All right. Let's see. Where else? Where we at? You were listening to the song yesterday. They say this song is the highest of frequencies. You want to get your vibe up. Turn up. Yeah. Lady Redbird, what's going on? I see you. Yeah, thank you, Faith. Well, Wayne said guilty. All right. This is the longest song. It's an 8-minute song. But yeah, let's switch gears. You know what I'm saying? We got to switch gears. I think I'll start with the news. This little news thing I saw that I actually thought was really good. Maybe I'll start with the shorter one. Like, hold on. Let me get it together, child. Let me get it together. Okay. I guess I'll start with this real quick. Well, it's not real quick, actually, but let me take this picture down. Where's my assistant? Now, these people, I'm doing commentary, so.
This is big because it was always a question of whether or not they were really investigating him and gathering evidence regarding a charge.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on his account in a little minutes, but
Today on April, singer David has officially been arrested for the passing of Celeste. The news read, Variety reports that David has been arrested for the passing of Celeste Hernandez, who was found in Hollywood in the trunk of a Tesla in September. According to the LAPD, David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, was arrested by the robbery division for the passing of Hernandez and is now being held without bail. The case will be presented to the district attorney's office on Monday for filing consideration. With many questioning on why his arrest took so long to happen, it's actually because they were trying to get David's friends to turn on him, which they ended up doing. One of the witnesses in the Celeste case even called out David for being responsible for her passing, with the most concerning part of it being the witness is allegedly David's secret lover named Neo.
Okay, wait, what? So, Mitson, are you saying that that I need to start off high, as in to talk about this? because I'm going to agree. And I'm going to check the box. I'm going to check the box. So did you guys know that it took this long for the arrest? Because apparently they were trying to get his friends to turn on him, or to get, I guess the easy way, other than getting a confession from him, is to get a confession of knowledge from one of the friends. It is an effed up movie, cha. It is crazy. I can't even imagine being Celeste. And let me do this real quick too, because this poor girl was, I think, 15 when she was unalive, and she didn't even get to start life, really. I mean, you know, the little bit of life she had, she was around demons. Now, despite what people want to say, her parents didn't do this or she was doing that and whatever, it doesn't matter. Nobody deserves to be unalived at the hands of another. On top of that, the way she did. I mean, we don't even know the way she did. That's one of the big reasons why the arrest is being so hard to come by, apparently, is because there is no, what is the term? Manner of death. There's no official manner of death. Okay. So that is part of the problem. But I wanted to make sure we acknowledge her first. Before we dive into this, my heart is actually, I feel for her spirit as well, because spirits don't rest when they are in the life, have been violated, and nobody has been accounted, you know, nobody's been held accountable. There's been no justice. There has been nothing. At least with her, there has been talk and chatter and ongoing conversation, because once that stops, it's over. It's a wrap. And I know firsthand, I can't wait to share with you guys what I'm doing right now in my real life, because it actually, it has something to do with this. It has to do with a cold case. I discovered while I was writing a book. It's personal cold case. Okay. I don't want to, but now I'm investigating it. Okay. And it's insane, the things I'm doing and the things I'm having to do. It's scary. It's also exciting, because I'm trying to see what's about to happen. All right, let me relax. Take a breath. Did we take our deep breath today? All right. I'm seeing something pop up. David investigator slams authorities. And there's going to be a reason for the slamming of the authorities. All right. You were saying that you started high with the then I just TM died the hell out of y'all. Okay, check the box. You checking the box too? Okay, thank you. You have a friend whose niece went to school with her. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine too, the students, her friends, how they must feel. You know what I mean? Like, this is very daunting, very, very dark and nasty work. Wonder if he's going to get hit with child SA charge. He should. They need to hit him with everything in the book, everything they can find. All right. So, I don't even really, let's see. Let's just stick with this video. So they said just now in this video, okay, that the reason it was taking so long, so the grand jury has been going on for a long time. And I think grand juries, I thought that it was only a 30-day thing they could do, but this has been going on longer than that. So I don't know if they've been doing new grand juries every 30 days, or have they been holding this one grand jury hostage for the past several months? It's been months. This happened, well, let's see. The discovery of her remains were found, I think, back in September. So we're talking 7 months or so, right? Before now finally getting an arrest. Now, let's not get the arrest twisted with a charge. He hasn't been charged. There's been no indictment. They're saying they hope to have that by the 20th. They want to present this, or they want to present this to the DA's office or whatever by the 20th or something to that effect. But we'll get into those details. Thank you for the copyright. Wayne's like, don't mess up this channel, bitch. I done had 2 scares. I've had a couple of scares, but yeah, the strikes, that'll get you. But I mean, should be fair use. This guy, the video that I'm using, he actually took clips from other people's videos. So, I mean, let's go.
Wrote on Instagram, "Thankfully, I'm legally fine in every way. And boy, do I got all of my receipts for things," which resulted in the news of investigation by the state of California against David Burke, where the target may be involved in having committed the following offenses, 1 count of M.
That there is now pending in the Superior Court of the County of Los Angeles the above entitled grand jury investigation by the state of California against target David Burke, wherein target may be involved in having committed the following criminal offenses against the laws of the state of California, to wit, 1 count of murder. This is big. This is big because it was always a question of whether or not they were really investigating him and gathering evidence regarding a murder charge.
They were able to make David the #1 suspect and even arrest him because what was found on his iPhone. Shown inside of the courtroom this week, a tweet reads, "Hey David, were you sitting on this hill next to the drainage gully thinking about what you did?" Where David took several suspicious photos in one night, documenting his tracks of what he did throughout a random day. However, also in David's phone, they even found an old video that he took that examiners believe happened right when Celeste passed away. The news reads, "Video David recorded at his other house where Celeste stayed in February 2025. Celeste had likely been passed for a few weeks at this point, but also in February, he leased a new red Tesla and stopped using the black one."
And the black one is the one they found the remains in. And they are sleuthing the hell, okay, out of this. Now, this, a lot of the stuff, people on the internet, okay, I've never heard of David. I don't know if you guys knew who David was. They make it seem like David was like on the grand scale of singers, entertainers, the way that all of the sensationalism has been. But at the same time, it's necessary to keep light on the case because of Miss Celeste, right? So justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez. So yeah, I never heard of him either before this, Cha-Cha. That's why I'm like, to me, it's so much darker than what we're even probably imagining, to be honest, because you got to think about it. We're talking about the music industry, #1. We're talking about literal demons, devil's work. This guy sensationalizes unaliving. I think he, look at the stuff he wears, you know. I think they said one of his songs is called Romantic Murder or something to that effect. But like, it's like it's his brand or something. But honestly, this is really dark. It's really dark. You know, he's just like a real fucking weirdo. You can tell. And he definitely was doing something inappropriate with this girl. They say she might have been 14 when they were together. But I'm going to go ahead and continue with this video. And we'll continue to discuss it.
Where an investigator noticed a picture frame behind David, noticing it's his secret rental home, but also the date that it was recorded at lines up perfectly to the time investigators believe Celeste had passed and randomly stopped using the black Tesla.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And then it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January, and all this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now, but it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
But this is really what got the police's attention.
Wait. Okay, we're going to see what got the police's attention. Okay, this little screen face is crazy. I want to go back to where in the video they kind of, I think they muted what he said. Right here. Wait.
In a little minutes, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters,
all the bad stuff going on, it says,
pain
and being gone. Who's gone? Who are you talking about? Now, they're going to talk about it. Let me continue to play. Let me go back to where we were at, though. I can't stand listening to hear him speak. Why is he sitting in the dark like this?
Stay prayed up.
And he's going to say, stay prayed up. That's how the devils really do their deviling. Okay. They talk about God, just praying, but you know what God they talking about, or you don't know.
But this is really what got the police's attention, because in the video, David mentions all of the passings that have been happening in his life. Investigators looked into it at the time he recorded the video, and they noted there was no family or close friends that had passed away at the time he recorded it, only the passing of Celeste. However, this is where it gets very bad for David. Now that he has been arrested, all the files in the passing of Celeste case has been released to the public. It reads, David's family has now been summoned to testify as witness before a grand jury in the passing of Celeste Rivas, where they would end up noting 48 hours before David's family was summoned, David's Tesla, the one involved in the crime, was now set to go to auction due to David not picking up his car at an impound lot. But moments before the auction, he went and picked it up.
Let me read you what Steve recently posted on X, okay? David's Tesla, the vehicle in which Celeste Hernandez was found, was held by LAPD for only 48 hours to process evidence. After that, it was returned to the impound lot for David to retrieve, which he had not done until today. The Tesla was scheduled to go to auction tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and I had planned to attend and inspect it. However, in the final hours before auction, David, or someone with power of attorney acting on his behalf, picked it up. When I checked last week, the storage fees were approximately $10,500, as the vehicle had been released and available for pickup since September 10th, before Celeste had been identified. I hope just the thought of that vehicle haunts David and anyone else that knew Celeste was in the trunk for the rest of their lives.
That is interesting. You know, David himself did not pick up that Tesla. For the fact that they picked it up the dawn before it was auctioned, paying a $10,500 price tag for the storage fees, right? Says so much. Why was it discarded for so long? And all of a sudden now you want to retrieve it. And it's weird because the body, they knew the body, they knew where that body was in there. It's just a weird psychology behind like what we know. What we know don't make sense. So obviously there's way more to the story. Let me just finish this and then because I want to tell y'all something else.
Proving that David is aware of what's happening and being involved in wanting his property back, but it was also a way for the feds to locate where David has been because no one has heard from him for the last year. David would then ultimately be arrested. As the news wrote, David will likely face M charges for the passing of Celeste Rivas, and that's because the grand jury that's hearing his case will be asked to hand down an indictment, sources tell TMZ. They wanted to arrest David as soon as possible after finally locating him because of what else they found inside of the private rental home that he took the video in earlier. In the evidence file, it reads, a private investigator reveals an incinerator capable of burning at temperatures up to 1600 degrees had been found in David's home.
We've been wondering just what it was that a private investigator named Steve Fisher found inside David's home when he was given access last October. The PI reported seeing, quote, items you would expect to find on a farm rather than in a home in the Hollywood Hills. And today we are learning about one of those items.
This would leave a note that this piece of equipment is typically used at farms and is actually illegal for any Los Angeles resident to have within their home without a permit or owning a registered farm. David literally had this sitting in a closet of a rental home. However, everything would change at the end of the arrest file, where they would document the last ever footage being alive, which just so happened to be on David's own camera roll. It reads, 1 year ago, January 2nd, 2025, is the date of the last known photo my investigation has uncovered of Celeste Hernandez. It is important to emphasize that law enforcement investigators have access to more extensive resources and may very well have images or evidence from after this date. According to the image's metadata, the photo was taken at 5:05 on January 2nd, 2025, where geolocation analysis shows that it was taken in Baldwin Hills, showing Celeste in a designer Rip-style hoodie, but this is where it gets weird. A reply to the investigator read, I saw this on Reddit. Is the hoodie circled not the same one Celeste is wearing in the picture, showing the same hoodie on the floor inside of David's room on a selfie that he took, meaning this could confirm David and Celeste had been sharing a bedroom. But also during the police investigation, they also found this sweater that Celeste was wearing at David's home.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spot me. Oh, thank you. Mitchell.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
Are we
We need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
With that evidence going viral online during the beginning of the investigation, you wouldn't believe what David tried doing. It reads, sources believe after David hired his new legal firm, plus transferring assets from out of his name, he's preparing for the police to close on him, expect his arrest soon, which
So he transferred his assets to his mother's name. If that doesn't tell you he knows something's afoot that's threatening his livelihood, honey, I don't know what does.
would be correct with him now being arrested April 16th, but he literally tried transferring all of his assets from out of his name before he got arrested.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago.
Right.
Could a court look at this and say this was a deliberate attempt to what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
While David tried to pull a fast one, trying to protect all of his assets, it didn't end up working in the end, and the singer has now been arrested. Like the video if you're...
The singer has now been arrested. Yeah. So there's that. You know what? I think his lawyer has spoken out. Yeah. Lawyers for David, the singer who was arrested in connection with the death of 14-year-old girl, have proclaimed that their client's innocence. They have claimed he's innocent, all right, in a statement issued shortly after he was taken into custody yesterday, Thursday. Here's the lawyer's quote. Let's be clear. The actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not M-word Celeste Rivas Hernandez, as he was not the cause of her death. That's what the defense attorney Blair Burke and Marilyn Bednarski and Regina Peter told Nexstar in a statement. Now, how can you definitively say that unless you know who did? That's my thing. How can you? Well, I mean, as a lawyer, I guess that's your job, to protect your client, to speak for your client, you know, but to just come out and say he didn't murder her. The fact that they're saying murder is a big deal too, because they weren't even saying that. They were, because they say there's no manner of death that has been proclaimed, just pieces found. I think they said they had been frozen as well in the trunk of that Tesla. So they say also that there has been no indictment returned by any grand jury in this case, and no criminal complaint has been filed. David has only been detained under suspicion. We will vigorously defend David's innocence. Okay. homicide detectives have arrested him. He just turned 21 years old, y'all, on suspicion of murdering Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She went missing from Lake Elsinore, California on April of 2023. Yeah, they found her dismembered body on September 8th. It was found after employees at Hollywood Tow reported a foul odor coming from the Tesla SUV, which had been on the lot for 5 days after it was reported abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. The Tesla was found to be registered to Burke and had been found abandoned in an area of the Hollywood Hills not far from a rental home that he was residing in. And all of that, you know, initially I was like, okay, that sounds like somebody's trying to set him up. Okay, I watch enough crime shows, okay, to know a frame up, okay? But something about him, I don't know, something about him, his dark energy that says to me maybe he wasn't the only one involved, because he couldn't have done all this by himself, right? There's got to be other people involved. He probably does have, I think that manager of his, somebody who, you know, does things on his behalf. What did they say? A power of attorney. Somebody else might have probably gone and picked up that Tesla from the impound. I doubt that he did that. He just turned 21 years old. He's literally a kid. So apparently he's been doing, you know, this has been going on a couple years as far as his touring and stuff. That's why I'm like, I've never heard of him. And even if I don't listen to his music, I would have thought to have heard of him. If he's going on these tours and all this stuff, where are these fans? How do people know him? He's American, right? So that's why, but it was just because of the fact that the car's registered in his name. It was parked near a house he was renting. Supposedly it was the manager who rented the place for him, or who was doing the lease signings or whatever on his behalf, probably because he wasn't legally an adult. Well, I think over 18, you can do things like that. You can sign leases and stuff, right? So maybe it was just because he just has no knowledge of any of that and probably don't even want to be bothered with any of that. Other people will do all of that for you when you are the star of the show, paying everyone, you know, their salary. So, look, there's people. Let me take this down so you can see the article. We're showing a picture of him on stage. I mean, there's people in the audience. It looks like a smaller venue, but Mitson, looking at this picture, it makes me uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Some places won't let you rent a car under 25. Yeah, the car rental for sure. I think the car was registered to him, though. It was he paid for the car. But as far as his properties that he was living in, like the house rental, I believe was his manager was on record renting the house. So now they're saying they found that burn. They had said they found that burn apparatus in the house. It was illegal to have that type of thing in the house. And why would you have something like that in your house? Literally to what? Burn a body? And see, that kind of thing also tells me this might not be his first and only rodeo when it comes to unaliving, or him and his people. Whoever him and his people are, it's like a group or a team of them. You know, did you guys see the movie Sinners? Remember the vampires, how they had collected this whole troop? They had a whole army of them. I feel like David is like that. Like at night, they go out prowling around for victims, or they, you know, because Celeste sounded like to me she was groomed. They say the mother admitted that she told her she had a boyfriend. She was seeing somebody named David. And the brother said that he knew that they had gone on dates. Okay. I think David was 20 at the time and she was like 14. So, thank you, Wow Wayne. So I don't know, y'all. So the thing is, at this point where we are is hoping that the prosecutor's office ain't effed this up by arresting him at this point. They said they felt like, I guess they said they did it because they knew maybe an arrest was coming down or an indictment was coming down, and they wanted to make sure. They had apparently been looking for him for like a year. They've been looking for him, and they finally was able to nail down his location. And I guess they felt like if we don't get him now, we may not ever see him again. So they picked him up, and I think what they're doing now is trying to get the charges approved. And the DA's office has to approve it, right? It's the district attorney has to approve it. So the district attorney, their office has been fighting with the medical examiner's office, mostly because of the fact that I guess the medical examiner won't sign off on the fact that it was a homicide, but they can't sign off because they don't have the proof of that, apparently. So all they're saying is that now they have pieces of the body, obviously an unalive body, in this guy's car. And it seems to me they could at least charge him with something about the body itself. But maybe, I guess that's not enough. Did you know you could like do things to a body and like kind of get away with, I mean, you know, apparently there's a charge. I think it's in this article, actually. Let's see. Okay. Without bail. David has yet to publicly comment, but they say he's fully investigating. With his representative says that. So finally, he's fully investigating. He's fully cooperating. They say David was a video game content creator before he began pursuing music. In 2022, he released the singles "Here With Me" and "Romantic Homicide," which both went viral on TikTok. Over the next 3 years, he released 2 EPs, performed as an opening act for SZA, and won 2 BMI Pop Awards. After releasing his debut album "Withered" in April of 2025, he embarked on a worldwide tour. So all of this started with 2 viral TikTok video songs. He performed at several venues across the U.S. in August and September of 2025. And that's exactly, I believe, when her body was discovered, in September, and was scheduled to tour Europe, though those concerts were removed from venue websites. But was the concert canceled or just removed from websites? In April of 2025, David spoke to People about Withered and said he was moving with a lot of intention nowadays. LAPD officers responded to a call around 12:30 about the foul odor on Mansfield Avenue. They estimated the body was placed in the trunk of the car about 5 days before it was impounded from a neighborhood in the Hollywood Hills. Okay. They found the body wrapped inside of a bag. Shortly after they found the remains, authorities identified that the car registered to David of Hempstead, Texas. And that's when they should have locked his ass up. That's when they should have got that ass. Like, how is he just touring and out here living his life, and this poor girl was unalive? Like, they don't know. That's the whole argument. We don't know if it was a drug overdose. Maybe she died on her own. She could have unalived herself. The point of the matter is, even if that was any of those things were the case, there needs to be a law in place where somebody has to pay. Even if, like, you find the body parts, if you have the body parts in the trunk of your car and they've been in there, there's evidence of her being with you. There's got to be a law that allows for somebody to take responsibility for this. I mean, I would hate to be a person who didn't do something and get accused and tried and convicted of something I didn't do. However, that's kind of the risk that has to be taken. Like, you got to make better choices in life. Don't be around foul, fucked up people and foul, fucked up environments and situations, and watch your back. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your prayers up. Do right by people. Do unto others how you want them to do unto you. I mean, there's so many things to do to keep yourself out of these situations, because honestly, she had no business with David. But she didn't know. She was a child. She was doing what children do, you know, especially 14-year-olds who probably have something bad or a neglect or whatever happening at home. You want to go find your people, right? It's so exhausting. Okay. Just seeing all these horrible stories. I just saw literally, I think within 2 days, two almost kidnappings of some young girls, of two different situations. A young girl at a bus stop. She actually did get picked up. The guy put her in his car. They had him on camera. She was at a bus stop. He got out he parked his car. He got out. He grabbed her, put her in the car. Then they spotted him. I guess they followed. Well, the gas station attendant, he went to a gas station. The girl, apparently he had the girl get out with him and told her to pay for the cigarettes he was going to buy. The gas station attendant said the girl mouthed help, and he got involved. He got involved, called the police. They showed the police come. They got the man. The guy intervened. Okay. Another situation, there were two beautiful Black girls on their scooters in a nice neighborhood. And this lady who lived in the neighborhood who knew the girls saw this Asian man taking pictures of them on the corner. She pulled over like, what are you doing? Oh, sorry. What? Get the fuck out of here. She told them girls, go home. Matter of fact, there were some little boys. She told them, walk them home. She got his plate on the camera. Like he signaled to a car, like did this to signal to the car to come around. I guess it was the car came and picked him up. Like that was insane to me. I just saw these things. These things literally just happened. This is and I'm assuming, so he was taking pictures of these two little girls, beautiful little Black girls with long flowing locks. And they were so innocent, and just, he was taking pictures. And I'm imagining that, and I'm looking at the comments of that post that I saw it on, I think it was Facebook. People were in the comments were like, oh yeah, he already put them in a database. They're probably already being auctioned on right now. Those pictures are probably still in there, and and people are they know where they live. They know where to find them. So they're not safe. They're not safe. Okay. So with all of that said, please keep yourself, your children, grandchildren, any child you have in your orbit, keep them safe. Keep your eyes and ears open. You see something, say something. I mean, I don't know how many times I can say that. And yeah, and I'm gonna just tell you one other thing I literally just saw before coming live on Facebook. This lady captured a man on her phone who looked like he was homeless. Take a woman. There was a woman in a tent. He took his shirt off, covered the tent opening, went in there, and all you saw was rocking back and forth in that tent. And that lady who posted it said that she thinks the lady was mentally unstable, and all she did was sit there and record it. She didn't scream. She didn't beat the tent. I would have ripped his shirt off that opening and screamed the hell out of him. And people were like, well, he could be in danger. I saw the man before he did that. He could look like you could have kicked his ass over with one swift kick in the butt. Like he probably would have went tumbling down the street. He could have had a weapon. I don't care. Like, I feel like you could have screamed even from across the street to get attention, to scare him. I hate seeing stuff like that when people just don't do anything and they just watch something happen. Like, she called 911, but the thing was happening. She watched it. She let us all watch it. Anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your amazing Friday. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate life by, being intentional, being mindful, taking your deep breaths, praying. Okay. All right, y'all. And I'm out. And we'll hope that David gets indicted, convicted, and stays in prison, child. That's it. Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace and love and peace. Till next time.